Hi friends, it's Adelita Grijalva, your District 5 Supervisor. We just finished our February 20th Pima County Board of Supervisors meeting. We had 27 speakers, took a little bit over an hour, and a lot of really interesting conversations and items that were brought up during the meeting. I do want to give a little update for our office. Our D5 Youth Art Contest has received 305 submissions. So we're doing amazing. And love of reading, we have read to 20 schools so far, 1,320 students. So I still have a couple weeks of love of reading to go, and I'm just having the best time. At the end of this video, we're going to have a graphic with an update on the Tucson Rodeo Parade. The route has changed. And so if you are around at the very beginning of the parade, you're going to hear Mariachi Aslan de Pueblo High School, my favorite local mariachi. I know I'm biased, but my daughter plays, so you can't fault me for that. Anyway, they're going to start on 12th Avenue and Drexel. And so that's where sort of the VIP section and the judges area will start there. And it will proceed east on Drexel to Old Nogales Highway, then turn north, ending on Irvington Road. It's a little different route. And then the 40th annual Tucson Peace Fair and Music Festival is going to take place on Saturday, February 24th from 11 to 4 at Armory Park. There'll be music, food. I'll be cruising around there to say hi to people, so I hope you can join us there. And so for today, I really want to thank Aliyah Shahid with Communications for doing the Pledge of Allegiance, my friend, Dr. Tanya Strozer, for reading the land acknowledgement. She's the Director of African American Student Services in Tucson Unified. And then it was a big thanks to Kevra Rich. She is a TUSD employee, MTSS coordinator at Cragen Elementary School, and she sang a beautiful rendition of Lift Every Voice, the Black National Anthem, at the beginning of our meeting, and it was beautiful. Thank you so much. She took vacation time to come and join us in person, and I'm just so very appreciative. So we had a lot of discussion. The big issues were the report from the Blue Ribbon Commission regarding the jail. And so direction was given to move forward with creating another commission to really look at prevention, intervention, and diversion programs, and how can we reduce the jail population and do more preventative work. That was my recommendation, having run a juvenile diversion program for over 25 years before coming to Pima County. I know how important it is, but I also know that it's incredibly important to make sure that those programs are relevant to the community that we're trying to serve. And I thought that, the big recommendation and takeaway is that there is no new jail being recommended at all. We are going to have to go and look at some of the structural issues that may occur, but it is not a crisis. And that was very clear from the Blue Ribbon Commission. And so I want to thank them all for their time. There were some numbers getting thrown about of what this commission cost the county. It cost us nothing except for a couple cups of coffee for the commission members. All of them were volunteers, and we're very appreciative of their time and dedication to a really difficult job. Their focus was very narrow in scope, and that had nothing to do with the commission. It had to do with the direction that they were given by the Board of Supervisors. We talked about the legal asylum seeker program and its status, and essentially funding is running out on March 31st, which means that Pima County will no longer be sponsoring the program. And I want to be very clear, the funding that has occurred for this program through Casa Alitas, transportation through the city of Tucson and Pima County, all of that has been done with federal funding, not county tax dollars, federal funding. And so the reason why we no longer have the resources is because we no longer have a grant that is coming down. We don't have any assurances that we're going to get any additional funding at all. And the frustration for me lies in the fact that now what we've been doing for the last 5 years in trying to protect our community, the city of Tucson, the legal asylum seekers, and our neighboring counties of Santa Cruz and Cochise, we will no longer be able to support that. And so unfortunately, the responsibility and the heavy lifting will now be turned to local cities. And it's a really daunting task. And we're going to be communicating out to our Southern Arizona delegation congressional and senators to let them know this is official. This is the last day unless we can receive some assurances of continued funding minimally for 3 to 4 months. Pima County is no longer going to be supporting this program. And so I hope that we're going to be able to continue to support and partner in some way with the city of Tucson, with Nogales, with Douglas, with all of our partners in Yuma, because, you know, Pima County's been a real leader in helping to support this program. And we just want to, I mean, I see it all the time in our board meeting. We have signs that say, you know, close the border. We don't have the authority to close the border. That's a federal function. The governor might be able to for short periods of time, which is what she did in Lukeville, but we don't have the authority to do that, nor do we vet anyone. They cross the border going through a legal asylum seeker process. We don't decide whether they qualify. That's done at the border. What we're doing is dealing with the consequences of when people cross over and these smaller communities that don't have the infrastructure. That's what we've been doing for the last 5 years. And so we'll provide updates as soon as we have those. And then we did get updates on supervisors regarding the commissions that we're all participating in. I thought that that was really helpful and good to know what everyone was doing. And then we did approve gap funding. And so 2 years ago, our office was an advocate of setting aside and suggested setting aside $5 million for affordable housing so that Pima County could start getting back into the business of helping to support affordable housing projects. Because for the last 2 decades, we just handed that responsibility over to the city. And where we are in our community, it's a all hands on deck sort of moment. And so what we did is we approved the expenditure of that will allow for 5 new apartment complexes, 1 program of home ownership, and 2 rehab programs. And that is rehabbing existing facilities to make them into affordable housing units for a total of 835 units for this funding cycle that we just did of over $6 million. For a total over the last 2 years of 1,038 total units. In about a little over a year, I think that's amazing. Our departments are doing a wonderful job. We have the Commission on Affordable Housing that is really helping to shape this program. And that program, that funding was approved 4-1 with Supervisor Christie voting no. We had a long meeting and a lot of discussion, but those were the big substantive items of the day. I want to thank you all for your time and attention and keeping up with Pima County politics. Stay safe and enjoy your rodeo weekend.